sweet potato pie on a flimsy paper plate.
Why do I feel kind of shy? I'm like, hey guys. Okay, let me just start with the basics and then I'll go into some questions I got from my Instagram story. My name's Sydney. A lot of people don't know what my actual name is. I think because my username on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube everywhere is Sid Shohen. My nickname is Sid. My real name is Sydney without an E. I don't know why. Shohen isn't my last name, but it's a combination of my maiden name and my married name. So I think that's kind of fun. I'm 26 years old. Like I said, I'm married. I got married 2 years ago when I was 24 in Hawaii. I'm not from Hawaii, but I went to college there. I am born and raised in Seattle, but now I live in Oregon. But I haven't really announced this anywhere. Not that this really like needs an announcement. I don't know, maybe it does. But if you follow me on Instagram and TikTok, I post a lot of Salem, Oregon recommendations because that's where I live. But I actually am moving back to Seattle in September, which is really exciting and also really sad because I've truly grown to love Salem. You aren't from this area, you probably don't know much about it, but I feel like Salem is Oregon's capital and it's also sandwiched in between Portland and Eugene. And Portland is a much bigger city. And then Eugene is also a bigger city, but in like a college town kind of way. And I feel like Eugene probably has a little bit more like cool spots, cooler spots. So Salem just gets a bad rap, but I have really grown to love it. I think it's really beautiful here. Obviously, there are pros and cons to every city, but I've now lived in Salem for almost 3 years, and it truly has a special place in my heart. I'm sad to leave. I feel like I've just gotten like a bit of a community here. This choice did not come lightly. Seattle, that's where all my family is, and I'm also planning on going to grad school, which is crazy. I know it's like classic mid-20s life crisis vibes, but I've been wanting to go to grad school for years. My dream job is to be a professor, which I don't know if that's like cringe to say. I feel like it's not cringe to have a dream, you know? But this is another question that I get a lot is like, what did I study in college? What's my day job? I studied in college intercultural peace building, which feels like it's a fake degree, but I swear it's real. I loved it so much. It's my passion, like conflict resolution, peace building, and studying it in Hawaii. I also had a lot of learning opportunities to study conflict resolution in the Pacific context. And also my husband is from the Pacific Islands. I'm also half Filipino, which has a lot of Austronesian cultural heritage. I really find culture and conflict and dialogue fascinating. And so my dream is to be a professor of peace. Like, I know that sounds hippy dippy. I don't care. I feel like it's so important. So that's why I'm going back to school. And the program that I wanted to do happened to be in Seattle, and it just makes sense. So, wow, that was a long ramble, but I'm from Seattle and we are moving back there in September. You're the first to know, YouTube gang, that we're moving. Crazy. And then my day job. So I actually work in healthcare. I work at a hospital, but I'm non-clinical. I work on the admin side of things, and I'm a learning and development specialist is what my title is. So I develop a lot of education and trainings on how we can provide more culturally competent care. So that's a little bit about me. I mean, I could keep going all day. I love chatting, but let me go to some of the questions. I got a lot of really good questions. Favorite cozy summer activity? Oh my gosh, what a fun question. Favorite cozy summer activity? Because I feel like you usually think of cozy as like fall, winter, but cozy summer. I guess, I don't know if this is the best answer to this question, but I secretly really love those rainy summer days because I feel like growing up in the PNW, you get like sunshine guilt, you know, like, oh, it's such a sunny day. Like, I really should be outside. I should be like at the lake or on a hike or whatever. And I feel like kind of guilty when I'm not outside enjoying the sunshine. And so, but like you can get sunshine burnout, I feel like, like in the summer, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to go and like utilize this beautiful weather. And so I do relish the rainy summer days, where I can like cozy up with a book and maybe like do some baking. I'm not like a huge baker, but like occasionally I'll whip out a fun recipe. So I probably would say reading and baking and maybe like watching a movie. I like watching movies more than I like watching shows. Does anyone else like that? I feel like a lot of people are the opposite. Anyways, okay, next question. What made you get into content creation? 2.5 years ago, I was living alone here in Oregon. I had like one singular friend and I was super lonely. I was like freshly post grad. I had just come from like a great college lifestyle where I was seeing my friends every single day and also my boyfriend slash fiance every single day. And then I was living in Oregon all by myself. I had no family, no friends. And I just was like trying to find, I don't know, some kind of creative outlet, community connection somehow. So I started posting like random vlogs on TikTok. And they did okay. Like I really wasn't trying to grow at that time. I was just like, I've always loved making vlogs. I've always loved doing something creative with like lifestyle content. And then the job I was working at the time, I had like a really toxic boss and he was asking me to run his social media for him. I just had a thought like, why am I trying to grow someone else's social media? Like I know there's so much money in this industry. I should try growing my own. Like I know how to do this. I'm getting paid to do it for someone else. I'm gonna actually try. Like I'm gonna actually try for like 6 months where I post like every single day and just see what happens. And like if I don't like it, I don't like it. And if I like it, I'm gonna keep going. So I posted every single day for 6 months and I loved it. I posted about anything and everything. I posted a lot about matcha. I posted about Salem. I posted about living alone, just like random crap. And I grew like a little bit. Like maybe I gained like 3,000 followers or something. And then like the next 6 months, I'm like, no, I need to lock in. Like, let me figure this out. On TikTok, I was just on TikTok. I refused to post on Instagram because Instagram just felt so scary. Anyways, long story short, I think after like a year of posting consistently on TikTok, I hit 10K, which was so exciting. That was like such a goal of mine. And then I'm like, you know what? I think I love TikTok, but I think Instagram is low key where it's at, like with brands and like connecting with people. So I'm like, you know, I just need to get over my fear and start posting my TikToks to Instagram. So it's like June 2026 right now. I started posting on Instagram consistently at the end of last year, like September, October 2025. And yeah, I just hit 10K like last month, which is so crazy. Like, I'm so happy about that. So, man, I knew I was going to talk a lot, but I didn't know I'd be talking this much. So what made you get into content creation? I don't know. I just wanted to do it. And so and then I just wanted to do it and I kept doing it. Day trip ideas to PNW. I have so many day trip ideas. I'm posting a series on Instagram and TikTok right now, 30 days of day trips in the PNW. So go check out those. And I think next week I'm going to be posting a really long video about Mount Hood, the Gorge, which is in like Northern Oregon. So stay tuned for that video. I have so many good recommendations because we just went camping there this past weekend. What do you use to film and edit your videos? I always use my iPhone 16 Pro. That's you right now. I have been tempted to get a different camera for YouTube vlogs. I'm trying to figure out which one's worth the investment and all that kind of stuff because it is kind of a hassle to like film on my iPhone and then edit on my computer and I don't know. Anyways, and then I edit almost everything on CapCut. Favorite book of all time? I don't have a favorite book of all time because that freaks me out. Like picking one book, oh my gosh, like I don't know if I can pick that, but I'll tell you some recent favorites. I've already talked about it before on short form, but The Namesake by Jhumpa Lahiri was so good. Here's the thing. I don't know if I'm like super unique or something, but I'm not huge into like fantasy. I feel like or thriller. Like I feel like a lot of book talk, bookstagram vibes are like romantasy, fantasy, thriller things. That's not really my vibe. I'm not opposed. Like I loved Project Hail Mary. I loved Fourth Wing, like the Fourth Wing series. Like those were really fun. But I really enjoy like I really enjoy stories rooted in real life and also provide like an interesting cultural lens to something. So this book is a novel, it's fiction, but it's about this Indian American family, and I loved it. And obviously this author is of Indian heritage, and I'm sure she pulls a lot from her personal life and experiences. But yeah, it was just really good. And then the book I'm reading right now is a nonfiction book. It's like an anthropology book about how a language died in Papua New Guinea, and this anthropologist experiences living and working in this remote village. And I think it's so funny, so interesting. I have a personal connection to this book because my husband is from Papua New Guinea, so it's been like fun to read and have discussions with my husband about this stuff. But even if I didn't have a personal connection, I think I would really like it still. It's like super interesting. So these are my two. I'm almost done. I have like a little bit left of this book. But both really good. Another recommendation is I'm listening to James by something Everett. I can't remember their first name, but it was the fiction Pulitzer Prize winner from last year. And it's in the world of Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, written by Mark Twain. So it's in that same world where Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn are like in the story, but it's from the perspective of a slave at that time named James. I'm like almost halfway done, and it's really good. Okay, I think those are all the questions I'm going to do today. Maybe I'll do some more next week, but thanks so much for watching my YouTube video. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.